It's a big storyline. I mean, and I don't know if this is going to get off topic here, but the Tiffy time, her getting tagged up with Rhea to fight these two, you can almost see the transition here. I think the Money in the Bank might get cashed out on Liv,
Yeah,
if I'm
so
not
that
mistaken.
yeah,
You
so
know,
like you're saying, that's our next topic actually. Yeah, when is Tiffy time? And like you're saying, Kelly, it looks like they're gonna bring it instead of her cashing on Nia, they're gonna cash it on Liv. So you got this big build up with Tiffy time, which she's capable of taking on Rhea too. She's big herself. Um, so you got her in the mix. And then, like you said, this is a big storyline anyway because it's coming off of that Judgment Day story. So that's a big
yeah,
story and so a big player. So it's just you don't want to spend 2 years building up a Judgment Day story to fizzle it out due to someone who wasn't even a part of it. You're bringing in. That could be a bad play. Could be a bad play. She could do just fine, and could become a star from it. Because that's also how you make stars too, right? But I
yeah.
just seen a lot of sluggishness from her, in my opinion. And with them being in such an upswing right now, coming from such a low, in my opinion, they need to be very careful when they with making bad decisions and destroying one of the two top storylines of the past 3 years. That
It is a transition. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Tiffy time, is she ready to even carry that top? And is Raquel, is she ready to go with a grudge match with Rhea and put on a top tier show
Right.
and kind of possibly kill the momentum of Liv and Rhea? I mean, and then but then I guess on the other hand, you know, when is that story going to fizzle out? Like when going to end that? Is it going to go? Can it go for another year? You know what I mean, or another, to WrestleMania? Who knows? So
And, and honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I guess that's kind of the point of putting Tiffy time on that as well. Is what if Raquel doesn't sell it good enough? Well, then we pivot.
yeah,
We put her as a backseat driver, and really, it's Tiffy time.
because she's going to
So
have to cash that Money in the Bank,
she's gonna have to.
and that's
It's
going to
almost
have to.
Money in the Bank again.
Right. And so I'm thinking in my head, like, hey, what better than another Rhea and Liv? Raquel come in, whatever,
Oh,
whatever,
you know
whatever.
what? No, it's not. I forgot. I'm still thinking it's not almost Money in the Bank. She's got some time.
She does got time because it just happened, right?
Yeah, it
It
just
wasn't that
happened.
long ago. Yeah,
Dude,
Yeah, but
I
my
get
thing
you.
is that she has that little friendship with Nia Jax. I feel like that's gonna turn into a cash in right there, like
well,
at some point, and then they're gonna end up
That's a good
feuding.
point.
you know, I don't know though. I think they're using that as like kind of like a throw off, to be
Yeah,
honest, because I think I think they're gonna go use it like, or maybe this is the throw off. Maybe they're like Nia's like go cash in on her. Let's have both, but really she's just so hell bent on like no. I
Because
think I
she's
could
teased in
like
the cash in a few times. So
yeah.
I don't see her cashing in on the Raw title. I see her whether it's Nia Jax or like maybe Nia loses and then she cashes in on, like Bailey or like whoever. I don't see her getting involved in any of like, the Raw drama. I think it's gonna, stay with like the SmackDown title. I think whether it's Nia Jax or she loses it, I think eventually it's going to set up a feud with her and Nia Jax, with maybe her being the baby face, or I don't know how that's going to work if she does feud against Nia Jax, but I feel like it's going to be on the SmackDown title.
that's a good
So
point.
I actually kind of agree because I feel like as a saying, I think that where Tiffy is like, oh, we'll go take the easier title, but at the same time, she just can't. She's like, no, I want to take the bigger target out. I want to be I don't want to take the easy road. I don't want to take the route that Nia's telling me to take. I want to take, I want to take the top challenge. But the only problem is, okay, so you take it from Nia, right? When you get into a feud with Nia, can Tiffany hold a feud with Nia?
I don't know, man. I think
Good.
I think they could make a match out of it because they were friends and they turn on each other and it might be a good story. But I think Nia wins every time unless Tiffy does like if she uses her brain, and foreign object, whatever, she cheats somehow. I would say that even though Nia is the heel, I think they're both heels, right?
They're both heels.
They're
Yeah,
both heels. So one of them would have to turn face. And if I
I
said,
think it would be Tiffany Stratton. I think she'd be the one to turn face because they've tried Nia as a face and it just didn't work. And also, my thing is if they do get into the feud, Tiffany is still like, like kind of green. She's not like too green at this point, but like Nia hasn't always been the greatest worker with, especially with someone who's green. Nia works decent, I guess, with people who are good workers like Bailey and stuff like that. But I don't think she'd hold a good match against Tiffany Stratton. That's my thing about that.
And let me tell you something. I didn't like that match between Nia and Bailey at Bad Blood at all. I'm not gonna lie.
no, that was trash.
But I'm gonna be honest. I used to be one of the biggest Nia haters, but she's kind of grown on me a little bit. Like at least like as a character, maybe not as much in the ring. I mean, she hasn't, as far as I know, hurt anyone in the ring lately. So I guess that's a good sign. But I've kind of been like liking her character a little bit, at least like a lot better than like her first run and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I have similar feelings on that. I definitely I like her a lot more now, and since she's returned, her character, her in ring work, her mic skills. Um, but her matches have still not been impressive, to
So,
say the least.
but what do you think the fans would turn on? Like, who do you think is the fans hate more, Naya or Tiffy?
Definitely Nia.
A hundred,
Uh,
100% I am.
Tiffany, a lot of people actually like Tiffany, so she's the heel, but she still does get some cheers though, and like people like like the Tiffy time gimmick. Like
Hmm.
uh, I could see her being a baby face if booked correctly. I could see her being a baby face. Maybe not right now because there needs to be more heels, but I could see her being a baby face if she has the right feud.
So, the question is, can she successfully pull off a babyface character the way she has the Tiffy time heel character? Will she still have the same backing by the fans, or will she fall lackluster?
I feel like with her gimmick, I think that could be tweaked a little bit to be pretty much the same gimmick, but as a baby face. Like if that makes any sense. So like hers, she's not like too much of a heel, but I feel like uh with her moveset and everything, she could be a baby face. Like I think, you know,
Do you see her as like an
like
anti-hero or something, or like she
I
just
could
plays
see that too. Like
like
anti-hero
like she
or
keeps the same gimmick, but she just maybe does a run in or protects something? The classic baby turn.
yeah,
Where
like Stone Cold in the '90s, or like CM Punk in 2011. Like they did like heel stuff, but like they're getting all these cheers and stuff like that.
So to me, Tiffany's thing though is she does a lot of almost Chelsea Green esque type things where she's a lot, she's an airhead. She whines a lot. She cheats a lot. She does all these very heel esque things, and that's kind of what's gotten her over. But those won't fly as a heel. You
see,
get what I'm saying?
I think the opposite, man. I think they could turn Naya uh, uh, baby, bro. because of what you just said, Jack. I don't see Tiffany turning an airhead one day and then, she's actually got a thought process the next, I mean, maybe, but her character's too dumb blondish, and
Uh-huh.
that's the way they got her going.
Yeah, but my thing about Nia is like I said, they tried her as a baby face. In my opinion, she just doesn't work. She's like, that monster heel. Like I don't see her, like being all smiles and giggles. Like that
Yeah,
just
but
does not, fit her personality. Like I
yeah, but
don't see her getting like those cheers.
they did the same thing though with Roman. And now
I,
look at Roman.
I
Roman,
was that's where I was going with
yeah,
it.
and
Yep.
look at Roman. Roman's a baby right now, man. He's a
Yeah,
face,
he's a good baby right now,
True.
and he
and
was
nobody.
terrible before.
Yeah, terrible. So and then Nia being a part of that. If I'm not mistaken, she's kind of part of that like Samoan family, right? Like she's in
Uh
that
huh.
tree. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so they're gonna give it to her. I could
Man,
see that. I could see because only because Tiffy is just too young in the game right now, and
yeah,
she's a good
because
heel.
it's the same as like you said. You don't see Nia being able to display face characteristics, whereas I don't see Tiffany being able to display face characteristics. But obviously, at least amongst us, it's kind of like a well, let's see how it goes type thing. So,
Yeah, more like a wait and see how the
and
see what
I
see
mean,
what
it's
Triple H is cooking up in the
yeah, with
kitchen
the
and
cooking. I
shit
mean, it's
like
kind of
that. Like,
interesting, having all these characters we've talked about so far being like, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen. One way or the other, if both options seem like, oh, they could not work or they could be genius. That's kind of like
Hey,
it's
I tell you what.
intriguing that we're on
Hey,
the edge about it.
you're right. Listen, I'll give you one, man. Over under. Okay, over under. Uh, the next 3 months. Actually, I just go ahead and say over under before WrestleMania. Liv and Dom break up, and
and Dom finds a new bitch.
Raquel turns on Liv at some point before WrestleMania.
Yeah, and then Dom takes her. Like he leaves Liv for Raquel.
No, well,
What if
Carlito and
Raquel
Raquel.
turns on Liv, but she's actually dating Rhea?
Whoa,
I saw someone say something like that. Like, not gonna lie, I seen like something in one of like the groups, like
that's
someone say
something.
something about like if they do a swerve where Liv and like Raquel or something like that, or like end up being a thing, or like something
That's gonna
like
have to be on
I don't know.
Netflix. That's when Netflix. That's when
That's gonna
Netflix
take
is.
Netflix and chill to a new level.
That's the only time you're
Oh
gonna see
man.
some lesbian love with that. I want to see that when Netflix comes where there's no restrictions. That's when I'll see them date.
Oh man, that's crazy. Okay, speaking of dominating, characters, let's transition on to some men, non homosexual, like
Yeah, what are you saying then? Yeah, what's going on? You
Let's
lost me after a second. I was like, wait, huh?
Yeah,
Trying to
we
think
go
what?
like he was
You're
like,
like,
you know
whoa.
what? Let's transition into
Yeah,
the
speaking
men.
of
I'm like,
dominant
whoa,
men,
whoa, whoa.
Yeah,
This ain't
no,
that kind of podcast. This is like,
no.
speaking of dominant men, look at these strapping young men right
Look
here.
at these nuts. No, I'm scared.
is Vince writing this podcast now?
Nah.